Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. We are about to bring you the second game of the mini-series between the Hiroshima Carp and the Saitama Seibu Lions. It was a 6-0 victory last night for the Lions, and they look to keep the roll going here tonight, or this afternoon at Japan time, against the Carp. We'll give it the lineups as we move along, but the starting pitcher, Kaito Yoza for the Lions, has just completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one underway. Our friend Brandon Jensen is in the house tonight. We appreciate him for being here, and everybody else who comes in and listens, whether it's live or on delay. So Yoza ready to go to work as the sidewinder kicks and delivers, and the first pitch delivered to Soichi Futamata is a fastball that misses outside. Futamata batting .268 in the exhibition season with a homer and 3 RBIs, swings through a changeup, and the count now goes to 1-1. If you have not seen Yoza pitch, he is a submariner, and it's kind of interesting. You do see from time to time that the Japanese teams will use submariners to start rather than come out of the bullpen, like in Major League Baseball. That was another changeup that floats across at 105 kilometers, or about 63 miles an hour for a called strike. It's now 1-2. And now Yoza rears back and throws more than likely his heater, which would be in the low 80s, and it's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. He has a couple of speeds. It's slow and slower, and he comes just right off of the shoe tops. I think Ray Takahashi, who was with Fukuoka, was traded last year to the Yomiuri Giants, as there's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Futamata goes into the books for the first out of the inning. He's gone for out number 1, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Masaya Yano. Our friend Killenwes is in the house tonight. He says he's going to be doing the Dodgers-Cubs at 3 a.m. Yeah, I just won't be able to do it there myself, Killer. We looked at doing it and making a call, and unfortunately for me, it's 3 a.m., and even though I'm sure we'd have a good audience, I bet you probably had a bunch of people in your stream last night if you did it. Unfortunately, it's just not going to work, especially with an early morning wake-up. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0 to Yano. Yano hitting .207 in the exhibition season, no homers and a couple RBIs. As Yoza rocks himself into the windup, and he kicks and fires, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count's even to 1-1. Lions get in their home whites. It is white pants, white tops with the blue trim. As there is an even slower pitch that is swung on and missed, and Yano was way out in front. The count's 1-2. Carper still wearing the white pants with the red jersey tops and the unreadable name. As I said before, this I think the 3rd or 4th season they've had it. It's red on red. Fastball misses inside. The count's 2-2. You can't read the numbers because the numbers are red on a red jersey. Well, you kind of can. There's a black outline, but it's definitely not made for television. And I can tell you this, sitting in the stadium at the Mazda Stadium in Hiroshima, it is difficult to see it as well. And so here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Yano. Defensively tonight for the Lions, from left to right field. Left field it is Hiranuma is in left, center fielders Nishikawa and Hasegawa is in right. We'll come around the horn after this pitch as the right-hander ready to go again. He rocks into the windup and delivers. As the fastball swung on and lined, foul into the seats down the left field line, and the count remains at 3-2. Around the horn from first to third, Phil Nevin is at first. The second baseman tonight is Taiga Hirasawa. Shortstop is Hayu Moriyama with the third baseman of Shuta Tonosaki, and the battery of Yoza and Koga. As the right-hander rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and chopped foul just past the bag at first base. That keeps the count full at 3-2. The attendance tonight, very similar to last night. Lots of empty seats. Last night they had just shy of 7,000. I would expect the numbers similar here tonight. Our friend Zay in the house. We appreciate you for popping in, Zay. Hopefully be sure to check out our podcasts that we've been dropping. We've got 6 on the docket. We got some more coming this weekend. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 3-2 to Yano. You can listen on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, as we are dropping those things, and hopefully during the season a couple of times a week. So Yoza rocking into the windup, and here he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lined into center field for a base hit. Moving over to his left to field it is the center fielder Nishikawa, and he's going to fire that back in. But Masaya Yano has got himself a one-out single, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Kaito Kazono. For Kazono, he's hitting .222 in the exhibition season, no homers and 4 RBIs. Looks like Kazono is pretty much anointed the everyday job at third base. A couple seasons ago, they had, I believe it was Matt Davidson. They were running different players in over the last few years at third base. But now it looks like it is Kazono's job. And they have to fill the import players in around them. Eleuterios Montero in the lineup tonight. Got the start at first base. Tonight he's the DH. And there's a fastball that misses inside. The runner had faked like he was taken off to go to second base, but he shut that down pretty quick. Yuta Koga was coming up firing. Or wanting to fire anyway. So 1 ball, no strikes to Kazono. Yano establishes his lead at first base. A right-hander gets the sign from his catcher as Yoza comes set, now fires. Fastball swung on, grounded foul over on the first base side, and the count goes even at 1-1. And when I say fastball, I want to make sure that it's abundantly clear that sometimes it's hard to tell if it's a fastball or a changeup out of Yoza. Yoza does top out at not a very fast rate. He's about 81, 82. As we said, he throws from down under. And literally his hand sometimes is maybe 3 or 4 inches off the ground. That's how low he gets. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As he fires now over to first base and diving back in time is Yano. He had a long hold there. We are targeting tomorrow night to do the game between the Bay Stars and the Buffaloes. And we're going to see how that works. That's slated to go off at 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern. So if you're in the neighborhood and want to check that out, this is the final game of the 2 games set here between these 2 clubs. And that would be the only game in the NPB tomorrow night, Bay Stars and Buffaloes. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. On Friday, we're not going to call anything in the NPB because all the games are going to go off at 6 o'clock local time in Japan. And we will do one on Saturday and one Sunday evening. More than likely, our friend Zayu's in the house. Probably squeeze, I believe Fighters and the Swallows are on the docket for the weekend. So we'll probably do at least one game there and maybe squeeze a different one in from another series. We'll have to look at the pitching matchups if we can find them early on. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the third base line, and the count is 2-2 here to Kazono. That's how I like to do it usually during the week, is sometimes I like to pick it by the pitching matchups. Sometimes it's by the series, depending upon who it is. If the teams are more in the top part of the standings, try to add those teams into the mix. We are going to do more Central League stuff this year than we have in the past. So if we end up doing 100 games, we'll probably end up doing about 25 in the Central. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It remains to Kazono here. Batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Yoza. As Yoza leans in, gets the sign. He checks his runner at first. And now he works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. The 2-2 on the way. It's a fastball swung on, grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And that is going to advance, and stopping at second is the runner Yano. So now the Carp have something brewing here as they've got back-to-back singles. Runners at first and second with 1 gone, and that's going to bring Eleuterios Montero to the plate. Well, for Montero, he's enjoyed himself a nice spring, and it's always good when you're an import player to come in and announce yourself with some good numbers right out of the gate. Keeps the fans off your back, keeps the management happy, and in a lot of ways, you got to be better than what the players they already have are there. And so Montero comes to bat, hitting .348 with a couple of homers and 3 RBIs. We noted last night, I knew he was a big fella, but boy, in the Hiroshima uniform and playing against the Japanese players, he is a big man. He bats from the right side here. We said he kind of reminds me of a little bit of a trimmer Franmil Reyes. There's a first pitch fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0 balls and 1 strike to Montero. Montero was a big part, or was a key component in the trade between the Rockies and the St. Louis Cardinals at one time. When Nolan Arenado was shipped to St. Louis, Montero went the other way. He got some opportunities at the big league level, but wasn't able to really parlay it into a steady, everyday position. So here comes the 0-1 pitch as the right-hander holds set, now delivers. Fastball that is swung on and fouled away. Koga wanted the ball up in the zone, and Yoza left it right down, belt-high fastball that I think Montero would probably want back. So 0 balls and 2 strikes to the big fella, as he gets himself set back in the batter's box, ready again. Lions and Carp, top of the first inning. Runners at first and second, 1 gone. He goes and works to the set. He checks the runners. And now it's kind of funny because Koga is standing up, and he's still not, of course, as tall as Montero, not even close. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs, or that swung on and fouled away, but it did miss his spot. I think he wanted it again up a little bit higher, but Koga wants the pitch up high, and he's literally standing up at full height. I think of it, it reminds me of the old days when they used to have a pitch out, or when they would intentionally walk a batter. Stand up, put the arm out, and hop out and catch the ball. So here we go. And got him set up on the outside corner. Let's see what happens here. Koga ready to receive. The pitch on the way. He does hit his spot, but it's a little outside. That runs the count to 1-2. It was a breaking ball that had just missed off the plate. Some good discipline there by Montero. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Both of these teams in some ways have similar type of, I would say similar type of problems. I think the pitching for both clubs are decent, but I really think the Lions are a team that's probably not going to make the playoffs. There was a breaking ball that misses outside. Count now is 2-2. I can't see the Lions in the playoffs this year. They just don't have enough offense. On the flip side, the Carp, they're missing 1 or 2 players, I think, to get them over the hump. I think their pitching's not bad. They could use themselves one more solid bat in the lineup. And they need a couple of players to be able to feed off each other to push them over the hump. But even once that happens, I don't know if they've got enough to make a run. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander holds set. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on. Chopped softly over to short. Fielded neatly by the shortstop. They go to second for 1. Not going to be in time. Motoyama, who is the shortstop tonight for the Lions, does a nice job. It's going to erase Kazono on a fielder's choice. That's going to go in the book 6-4. Advancing over to third is Yano. And safe on the fielder's choice is Montero. He runs not bad for a big man. Gets down the line pretty good. He was able to beat that out. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Shinsuke Tamura. And it's going to bring Yuta Koga out in front of the plate to give his first and third defense signs. For Tamura, he's enjoyed a decent exhibition season, batting .316. He's got a homer and an RBI. All gets going for real a week from tomorrow, much like Major League Baseball. The Japanese League also plays their opening day a week from Friday. So Yoza ready to go again, and Koga has asked for time, and now he's going to come back out and he's going to redo his signs. Had a change of heart, I believe. I think last night's game with the Carp offensively, I don't want to call it a microcosm, but I certainly think it is maybe a warning sign of their team and their offense. I would be concerned if I was a Carp fan. There was a slow breaking ball waved at and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Tamura. Look at the exhibition play over the last little bit. Scoring runs has been a challenge at times for the Carp. They were shut out 3 consecutive games on the 6th, the 8th, and the 9th of the month here of March. And I think they went over 30 some odd innings without scoring any runs. And they were in a lot of ball games where they never scored over 3. There's a fastball that misses inside. It backs Tamura off the plate, and the count is 1-1. After this series here, they're going to conclude the Carp will as they'll go to Fukuoka for a 3-game set. As they will be playing the SoftBank Hawks. Right-hander Yoza gets his sign, and now he works himself to the set position. Here comes the 1-1. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on, chopped foul over on the third base side. The count now is 1-2 to Tamura. I find it fascinating on the sidewinders, especially when you see how the ball comes. It's already got a natural hook to it, it seems. And then they really can add a bit more to it. Find that to be very, very interesting. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is as Tamura waits here on the pitch from Yoza. Yoza 28 pitches already here in the first. Comes to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's chopped right into the hitter. Keeps the count at 1-2. Be also curious to see how many pitches they're going to allow Yoza to go. This is his 3rd appearance of the spring for Yoza, and none of the games he's gone more than 55 pitches. So we'll have to keep our eye on him and what his leash will be here tonight. Yoza, as we mentioned as a whole, looking at his last appearances, 55 pitches was his last game against the Tigers as he misses with a fastball upstairs. The count is 2-1. But 55 pitches against the Tigers, he was able to go 4 innings. He went 50 pitches against the Fighters and went 4 innings as well. He might be up at 50 pitches by the end of the 2nd inning. He might be an early exit if they don't have a longer leash on him. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander again works to the set and delivers. There's a slow breaking ball waved at and missed. Just as the inning started, it finishes with a strikeout, and Tamura's in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Carp threatened, but they don't score. There was no runs in the inning. There were a pair of hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're through a half inning. Your score is the Carp 0 and the Lions coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel, whether you listen live or on delay. It's great to have you with us. We'll be right back in just a bit. You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game. Welcome back here, everybody. Daichi Osera has completed his warm-up tosses, and the longtime ace, I don't know if he's the ace anymore of the Carp staff, but the veteran right-hander will be ready to face the top of the order here for the Lions. It'll be Shinya Hasegawa, Manaya Nishikawa, and Phil Nevin to come to bat here for the Lions in their half of the first. They did a lot of damage in last night's game, the top of the order. As the first pitch is on the way from Osera, it's a fastball that's check swing fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Hasegawa hitting .267 here in the spring. A homer and 3 RBIs, batting from the right side as Osera delivers. There's a fastball down in the dirt, and the count goes even at 1-1. So Osera's second action of the spring, or second game of the spring. He worked 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, a couple of runs, walked 1, and struck out none in his first outing. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. I would expect the top 3 hitters in this order, and maybe even with the DH Nakamura, to be a pretty much a steady part of the batting order. I'm wondering where Sosuke Genda is going to fit in as that breaking ball misses. Counts now 3-1 to Hasegawa. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner. Hasegawa started to make his way to first base, but the right hand of the home plate umpire had pulled him back with that called strike, and the count now is full. That is the veteran call that you get when your name is Daichi Osera. Here's the 3-2. Fastball swung on, chopped over to short, fielded neatly by the shortstop Yano. He throws it, but it's a good pick by the first baseman Hayashi. He was able to get Hasegawa on a ground out 6-3. Not the best of throws by Yano. So 1 in the books here, and that will bring up Manaya Nishikawa. Well, for Nishikawa, as he steps up to the plate here, he is hitting an even 300 in the spring. Got himself no homers and 3 runs driven in. He takes a fastball down and away for ball 1. Count is 1-0. And there's a fastball that he swings right through, and now the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Osera wastes very little time between pitches. He gets the ball, he's ready to go. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in. And the count now goes to 2-1. And I could barely get my notes in, and Osera is just right back to work. There's a fastball swung on it. It's delivered. It's lifted into the shallow left center field, racing in on it. And making the catch is the center fielder, Futamata. And that is going to retire Nishikawa for the second out of the innings. So 2 up and 2 away here for the Lions, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Phil Nevin. Well, Phil Nevin has enjoyed himself a really good spring here, and it is something that the Lions need. Offense in their order. Takes a breaking ball on the inside corner for a called strike. Counts 0-1. He's batting .321 with no homers and 7 RBIs. He had a couple RBIs in the first inning of last night's game as he doubled home a pair of runs. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the netting down the right field line, and now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Game canceled this evening because of rain. The Swallows and the Tigers washed out at the Jingu. Only 5 games on the slate tonight, as there's a fastball swung on and missed, and Nevin's in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that's going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the first. They go quietly with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 1 complete. Your score is the Carp nothing and the Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. As we say, appreciate you whether you listen live or on delay. It is NPB Baseball. We'll be back after this little timeout. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top half of inning number 2, and it's going to be Sandro Fabian, Kota Hayashi, and Yuya Nirasawa to come to bat. You face the right-hander Kaito Yoza, who had struggled a little bit in his first inning work. Not an easy inning, to say the least, as he had delivered 31 pitches, but was able to wiggle himself out of the jam. Fabian batting 118 in the preseason to face him, as he's got a homer and a couple RBIs. He takes a floater outside. That one came in at 58 miles an hour, so a 1 ball and no strikes to Fabian. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. Fabian, Hayashi, and Nirasawa to face the right-hander here in inning number 2. As we mentioned before, last night there was not even 7,000 fans in the stands at the Balluna Dome, as that fastball catches the outside corner, and it's now 2-1. And the problem is that a lot of those fans that were in the stands are wearing the Carp red, as there's a fastball swung on it, is lifted foul down the right field line and into the seats, and the count goes to 2-2. It's one thing that I noticed when I was in Japan a couple of years ago, is that the Carp fans travel well. They are definitely travelers. They definitely make their way around to the games. As the 2-2 is on the way, it is a fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to do it. Fabian goes in the books. That's a third strikeout here for Yano. And that pitch there, it was low. It looked like it was going to be coming up from the ground, and it ended up sinking down. I'm not even sure how I would want to describe that. The movement, it looked like it was coming up, as I say, and then next thing you know, it just fell off the table. Maybe it was a gravity ball. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Hayashi that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander ready to rock and deliver. He kicks and fires. There is a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul down the left field line, and the count's even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Hayashi batting from the left side here. Came into last night's game as a substitute. He's hitting 174 with a couple of homers and 3 RBIs. He is built fairly solid as well. He swings and fouls that pitch off down the left field line. The count's 1-2. We saw the player in the lineup last night for the Saitama Seibu Lions, Seiya Watanabe, and he looked all the part. He was a second pick in the 2024 draft. Hayashi here, he also looks the part as he swings through a fastball, and that is going to do it. He's in the books. That's the second strikeout of the inning, the 4th of the ball game for Yoza. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Yuya Nirasawa. I've seen Yoza pitch before, and he does stuff like this. He is, as we said, he's got a couple of speeds. He's got slow, slower, and neutral. And if you ever think of the Bugs Bunny changeup that he used to throw, good old Bugs, that's what we're watching right here live. It just has the hitters screwing themselves into the ground. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly over to second. Fielded on the run by the second baseman, Hirasawa. He throws to first, and Nirasawa is in the books on a ground out 4-3 to end the inning. And the Carp go quietly here in the second inning. That's exactly what Yoza needed after a struggling first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're through 1.5. Your score is the Carp nothing, the Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. The bottom of the third is just around the corner, and we appreciate you guys for checking in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the order to come to bat here for the Lions in inning number 2. And that means it's Takeya Nakamura to lead it off here. And the first pitch from Osera is a fastball that misses down and away for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Nakamura, Hiroshima, and Tonosaki, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Lions. As that breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Again, Osera into the motion and delivers. It's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1. Defensively tonight for the Carp from left to right field, Fabian in left, Futamata in center, and the right fielder is Tamura. As Osera kicks and delivers a fastball that swung on. This ball's hammered into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and it's going to get into the corner. It's going to be extra bases. Fabian plays soccer with it off the wall, but he's able to come up with it and fire it back into the infield. And it is going to be a leadoff double here in the inning for Takeya Nakamura, the first hit of the ball game for the Lions. We'll finish the defensive alignment here for the Carp around the horn from first to third. It's Hayashi at first. The second baseman tonight is Nirasawa. At short, it's Yano, and the third baseman Kazono, with the battery of Osera and Shimizu. So Shota Hiranuma striding to the plate, batting .222 in the exhibition season. Ready to face Daichi Osera for the first time in this evening's game. As the right-hander works to the set, kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. 2 for 9 in the exhibition season is Hiranuma. Nothing across the slash line, but he waits here on the offering from the right-hander, who checks the runner at second. And now delivers a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we said, 5 games were slated tonight. 1 game rained out at the Jingu. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses down and in. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say that Hiranuma didn't go. Runs now 2-1. The other games that are underway, or at least that are being played around and about, you got the Marines have a 2-0 lead over Tohoku. That's in the bottom of the second inning. Giants and the Fighters go off at the top of the hour. As the pitch is on the way, fastball swung on, grounded to short. Yano fields it. He checks the runner back to second. He fires to first. A nice play there by Yano, who came around the ball and fired it to be able to get Hiranuma. That's a ground out, 6-3. So 1 in the books, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Shuta Tonosaki. Other games that we'll get going a little bit later is the Fighters and the Giants, as we said at the top of the hour. And then at 2 o'clock local time, or I should say 6 o'clock local time, 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern, it's going to be Fukuoka and the Chinichi Dragons. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner and counts 0-1 to Tonosaki. Tonosaki's enjoyed himself a nice spring. He's batting .360. No homers and 3 RBIs. Last night's ball game, he had a couple of hits. Actually, had 3 hits last night. And he was substituted out as the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that just, I don't know if it just missed. They got no balls, 2 strikes up there on him. Nope, now they've corrected it. It's 1-1. That pitch looked better than the first pitch that was called a strike. So Tonosaki must be talking to himself, wondering what the umpire's thinking. Here comes the 1-1. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. Lifted into right field. It's not deep enough. Coming in on it and making the catch is the right fielder Tamura, and the Runner at second base, Nakamura, the big fella, he's not going anywhere. And that's going to retire Tonosaki for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and it's going to leave it up to the shortstop, Hio Moriyama. Moriyama getting the start at short tonight. He got his first hit. Came on late in last night's ball game, had a base hit. He's 1 for 1 in the exhibition season, and here you go tonight. He gets the nod at shortstop. So he stands in, ready to go. He hasn't had any action defensively yet. Bats from the left side, slightly open stance. As Osara delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left center field. It's going to be down for a base hit. Heading to third is Nakamura, and he's going to come around and score easily. And that is going to put the Lions on the board. An RBI single here for Moriyama, so his perfection continues in his professional career. An RBI single scoring Nakamura from second. That's going to give the Lions an early 1-0 lead. Nice swing, too, by the way. Really did a good job of staying inside the baseball. Went the other way with it, lining that pitch into left center field. Our friend Alexander Leggett in the house tonight. Welcome, Alex. Great to have you with us and good to have you around. Alex is hopefully going to join us for some late night stuff and hopefully going to pick up some of our podcasts along the way. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. Count is 0-1 to Koga. Alex said he was in Florida for spring training, probably down to see the Nats or to see anybody. Koga batting .375, no homers, 1 RBI. He had a couple of knocks in last night's game. As the pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So now that Alexander Leggett is checked in, the party officially starts. We're just waiting for Gracie Lynn to stick her head in here, and then we can complete the party. Alex says he also saw the Yankees and the Mets. Well, I'll get going for real. I'm going to head down on April the 2nd. Going to catch the Tigers and the Mariners. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined over the head of the second baseman into right center field. We're handing second and heading to third is Moriyama. It's going to be a single, and now the Lions have got runners on the corners at first and third, but unfortunately for them, it's been the tough at-bats of Taiga Hirasawa to come to the plate. Hirasawa has really struggled here in the preseason. Alex says he's going to warm up some yakisoba. There you go. Hirasawa batting .200 with no homers and 2 RBIs. He's getting the opportunity to play second base, and he's going to have to seize that opportunity if he wants to be an everyday player. He had come over from the Chiba Ball Club, and he's going to have to certainly hit better than the 200 that he's possessing here in the spring. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball down, and the count now is 1-0. I was saying that it looks like Shida Tonosaki is going to be moved to the everyday third base position. And with Hirasawa getting an opportunity to play at second base. Check that. I want to say he was not batting 200. He's batting 100. He's 2 for 20. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away. The count's 1-1. I didn't think he was that good. I remember last night in the ball game, he was hitting well below the Mendoza line and didn't do anything to bring it closer. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Sawa waiting on the offering from Osara, who works himself to the set. Now fires. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, the way things are shaping up, I should be able to squeeze in about 4 or 5 MLB games in the month of April, which I'd be pretty pleased about if I can get that done. And then hopefully be able to get myself a couple more in the month of May. There's a fastball swung on. It's popped up on the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Yano. He's there and makes the catch. And that is going to do it as Hirasawa is going to be gone for the third out of the inning. And that's going to do it here for the Lions. They had a run in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits as they take an early lead here with no errors and 2 left aboard. Your score as we're now through 2 complete. It is The Lions won. The Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Japanese baseball on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We got Jimmy Feltner still in the house here, and our friend Alex says Team Honey still leading the league. Absolutely never gets old. Yes, it is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat here for the Carp in their half of the third. That means it's going to be Kanado Shimizu, and then the top of the order in Soichi Futamata and Masaya Yano. RBI single off the bat of Hyo Moriyama to drive in the first run of the ball game has given the Lions a 1-0 lead here. As we move ourselves into the top of the third inning, the right-hander delivers. That is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And there is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 0-2. Our friend Alex says, the RBI chart tracks 2. He says the amount of times that you said, and Murakami hops it up. And that's a base hit. Yeah, exactly. There's a fastball that misses outside. Count is 1-2. I think Murakami is going to be on the shelf for a while, if I'm not mistaken. The Swallows are flying with clipped wings right now. They have some major pitching injuries on the starting side. So that fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. I know their manager about a couple of weeks ago was lamenting the fact that they think they're going to have about 3 starters down to start the year on the mound. And then I heard Murakami went down last week and he may not be fit to start the season. It doesn't look like he will be. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. What Murakami does do is he allows the Carp, or he gives the Carp an opportunity, or the Swallows an opportunity to have the power presence in the lineup. As the Carp here looking to score their first run in a little bit. Alex says the Swallows' bottom barrel team is tragic. It sure is. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-2. Well, there was a lot of talk last year in Japan about the Jingu Stadium being torn down and redeveloped, that they're going to develop that area, and there's a lot of public outrage. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, moving back on it, but with room to make the catch is the right fielder Shinya Hasegawa. And Shimizu is in the books for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Soichi Futamata. So I was saying about the Swallows there a little bit. They were talking about the Jingu Stadium being torn down. I'm glad I got a chance to get there last year. I've been there before, but I've never seen a game. Last year I saw them play the Giants, the Crosstown Giants, twice. So we can scratch that off the bucket list of places to go and where to see. There's a quick pitch that's delivered to Futamata. That was very interesting. Yoza sped up his delivery, and he delivered a first pitch fastball for a called strike. Counts 0-1. Yoza again with a quick pitch, and it's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count goes to 1-1. I like it. Changing the delivery and the timing of the hitter here. Let's see what he's got in store now. And now he slows himself down and he delivers a breaking ball outside. So we've got a combination of a bunch of different things going on the mound here. And we've seen a right-handed version of Nestor Cortez show up. Of course, no longer a New York Yankee, but a Milwaukee Brewer. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Futamata as the right-hander rocks and delivers. Slow breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Futamata. I'd like to see how Futamata runs. They've got him playing in center field tonight. Akiyama got the start last night in center. Futamata was in right field last night. I'd like to see how he can run if he's got wheels at the top of the order. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field, but moving back on it and making the catch is the center fielder Manaya Nishikawa, and that's going to retire Futamata for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the shortstop Masaya Yano. You think about the Swallows being a bottom feeder team. I mean, the ballpark that's there. It's not a huge park. It's a one level field pretty much, and I think some of the baseball, or at least some of the revenue streams that go in, one of the things that some of the parks and some of the teams have done a good job is having the luxury boxes. Fastball that misses down and the count's 1-0. And if not a luxury box, when I think of like where the Hiroshima Carp play, they have these special seating areas. There's a fastball that misses inside, and some of the teams, or maybe some of the thinking, are a little bit antiquated, and I would say maybe the Swallows would fall into that category. They could maybe redesign some of the seating areas, try to raise ticket prices in certain areas, get themselves a high-end clientele. I'm not sure if that would work or not, but here comes the 2-0 pitch. There's a fastball at the knees taken for a called strike, and the count's 2-1. As we look at some of the contracts that are in the Japanese league, I think last year was Tomoyuki Sagano was one of the highest paid players. He was making about $10 million US a year. Fastball taken for a called strike, counts 2-2. I can't think of anybody else that was making more than Sagano last year. And I might be off, but certainly from a pitching standpoint, he was one of the premium ones, and he came across to Major League Baseball. He got himself a modest raise. Breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2. And he's had a pretty good spring. Alex says the Swallows need to take a page from the Nats and try to sell 10,000 season tickets for their Terra Lounge. Yeah, I assume the Terra Lounge is that food underneath, I think, that some of the teams have gone to. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. I think in New York, it's something like $1,000 to behind home plate. You get a ticket, and you go in and you got a 5-star meal and all the rest of that stuff that goes on. They're trying to create value. I'm not sure I want to go to a ball game and have a 5-star meal. I want to go to a ball game and have a hot dog. Fastball misses down and away, and the count's 3-2, or some nachos or something along that way. And I want the hot dog to be a good hot dog, not a boiled hot dog that's got a soggy bun. I want my junk food done right. Here comes the 3-2 pitch as Yoza rocks and delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. So we got a battle again here with Yano. Yano, 8 pitches here in this at-bat. It's going to be the 9th pitch coming up in a moment. In his first at-bat, he went to 9 pitches as well to Yoza. So here comes the 3-2 offering again as the right-hander ready to deliver. He rocks and he fires. There's a slow breaking ball swung on and tap fouled on the first base side of home plate. Alex says a dog at the ballpark is better than a steak at the Ritz. Yeah, I agree. Now, the one problem is I have to stay away from red meat, a lot of red meat. The only thing that seems to agree with me these days is pork. And I'm a big fan of eating pork. But can't eat the beef, can't eat the lamb anymore, can't eat any of that stuff. I stay away from it. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And there's a fastball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say Yano didn't go. And he's going to be aboard with a 2-out walk, and that's going to bring Kaito Kazono to the plate. But one of the foods I do like in Seattle when you go down to see the Mariners play are the pulled pork nachos. Now, you can get other stuff on it too. You can get different things, but the pulled pork nachos is number one in my books. With the jalapenos and all the rest, it's lathered up pretty good. I can't complain about any of that stuff. So coming to the bat is Kazono. He's 1 for 1 tonight. As the right-hander Yoza delivers, it's a fastball that misses inside. And it moves Kazono off the plate, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We are going to be on the airwaves starting next week, as we will be calling the start of the NPB season, so hopefully you guys can pop in here with us a week from Friday. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Kazono. Yoza really holds it long, and now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line, and the count is 1-1. I guess if you really want to go to a game and you want to get some foul balls, this would be the game to go to. As we said, not a big crowd to Korozawa here for this one, as the Lions are playing in front of a lot of empty seats here tonight. So here comes the 1-1 pitch, as the right-hander leans in again, gets his sign. Again, works himself to the belt. Here comes the 1-1. Instead, he fires over to first, and diving back in time is the runner, Yano. Waiting to see if they put Yano off to the races yet. He does move pretty good. As I watch Yoza pitch here, and he really hasn't broken much over 84 miles an hour, 83. This begs the question that I was thinking about the other day with, again, hearkening back to Yoshi Satsugo's time in Major League Baseball. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into shallow center field, racing in and making the catch as the center fielder Nishikawa. That's going to do it here for the Carp in their half of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. They strand one. We are moving ourselves to the bottom of the third. I'll come back and talk about Yoshi Satsugo when we return after this. Our score is the Lions 1, the Carp no score. Bottom of the third, just around the corner. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It'll be the top of the order to come to bat here to face Daichi Serra in the third inning, as the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Shinya Hasegawa. Hasegawa 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to short his first time up. It'll be Nishikawa and Nevin to follow here. Fastball misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. I was thinking to our friend Alexander, who said he was down in spring training in Florida. I have been to spring training only once. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now is 2-1. And certainly getting an opportunity to see games in the spring. It's not just the big league games, but certainly you can get to the backfields as that breaking ball is taken for a called strike, 2-2 to Hasegawa. You can spend your time around the ballpark and see different things. There's a breaking ball that's down. They check the swing, but they don't have to because the home plate umpire has ruled them out. They're going to take a look at the ball, and he is ruled out. Never hit the ground. Hasegawa thought he got a piece of it. Then he thought the ball was dropped. The umpire still kept the right hand up. He has gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. We'll get a look at the replay on that. On the replay, he might have had a case. But the home plate umpire says no dice. One gone here, and that'll bring up the center fielder in Manaya Nishikawa. And the first pitch from Osera on the way. It's a fastball that misses up, and the count is 1-0. Nishikawa 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center field his first time up. He's seen his average drop to 290 in the exhibition play as there is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. It's now 1-1. Right-hander again rocking into the windup and now delivers. Breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Coming in is Sandro Fabian, and it bounces and it goes over his head and it goes into the corner. And rounding first, heading to second, and now heading into third and sliding in safely is going to be Nishikawa. We're going to have to wait to see how they rule that one. I think it's going to be a triple, but oh my goodness, that was some shoddy defense. Sandro Fabian was coming in toward the foul line. He let the ball bounce, and then the ball with the spin on it, and it just had a unbelievable bounce right over his head as it spun away. And the next thing you know, he's racing around the bases as Nishikawa is now at third with one out. And that is going to bring up Phil Nevin to the plate. Yeah, that was quite something there. We'll get a scoring recap on that one to see what they actually ruled that. First pitch breaking ball delivered to Nevin, misses outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Just waiting here to see the actual result of that. I think they ruled that a hit for sure. Just what kind of hit it was, what it was. There was a fastball swung on. It is lifted into center field. Making the catch is the center fielder, Futamata. Tagging at third and heading home is Nishikawa, and that is going to bring in the second run here of the Lions. It's going to be a sacrifice fly for Nevin. He's going to pick up his 8th RBI of the exhibition season. And Nishikawa is going to score, and that's going to extend the lead to 2-0. As I said, it was definitely a hit. The only question that we have is the type of hit it was. After you try to catch that up, we'll get the official scoring. They did give him a triple on that, and probably rightfully so. No error on the play other than maybe a mental error by the left fielder on how he played it. Fastball misses up to Nakamura, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura, the big guy, he scored the first run of the ball game. He doubled the lead off the second inning and came home on an RBI single off the bat of Hio Moriyama. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes even at 1-1. So 2-0 for the Lions here in the last half of the third. As the right-hander rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. Not sure what the Carp are going to have to do with their offense. I think they're going to have to shake it up a little bit. As we mentioned, they got shut out back-to-back times early in March and then shut out last night. And right now they are starved for offense here tonight again. As that splitter misses in the dirt and the count's now 2-2. The pitching's been okay. Maybe sans last night when they gave up the 6 runs. But for the most part, the pitching's been good. The defense has been fine. Fastball swung on. It's been lifted up into right field. Racing back is the second baseman, but moving in on it is the right fielder, Tamura, who calls him off, and Nakamura is going to be gone for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of inning number 3. They get the run on the triple off the bat of Nishikawa. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're a third of the way in the books here. Your score is the Lions 2 and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat here, Eleuterios Montero, Shinsuke Tamura, and Sandro Fabian, which is the heart of the batting order. Looks like we have some changes defensively already for the Lions. We'll have to get some of that. Looks like Nakata is coming into the ball game, and we'll have to get caught up on those changes as they come to bat, unfortunately, because we're a little bit slow at our end and keeping up with the pace with that stuff. Yoza has delivered 66 pitches so far, as we are ready to resume the action, as the right-handed hitting Montero takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Montero bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on straight back, and the count goes to 0-2. We said at the beginning he entered the game tonight hitting .348, enjoying a nice spring with a couple homers and 3 RBIs, really announcing his presence as the big fella digs himself back in, ready to get another offering here from the right-hander. Yoza getting the sign. He rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There is a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. He's going to reach the seats, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Just the couple of substitutes. Phil Nevin out of the game already. He's been replaced by Nakata, who is going to go in at shortstop. As the 0-2 on the way, it's a slow breaking ball waved at and missed. Montero in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and by our counts, that's the 5th strikeout here recorded by Yoza. Yeah, that'll bring up the right fielder, Shinsuke Tamura. So we'll have to try to get the other ones. Looks like Hirasawa has moved over to first base. Yeah, he saw some first base action last night. I can't see that being a long-term situation. And, of course, they get Nevin out of the game there fairly quickly. His day was done. Good piece of hitting. Fastball misses inside to Tamura for ball 1. Tamura 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out his first time up. 6 for 20 now in the exhibition play. He's batting an even .300. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1 now to Tamura. So kind of curious to see. The shortstop was Motoyama. It looks like they are moving him over to second base. I'm just going to have to take a look. So it looks like it's really only positional changes. As that pitch misses outside, it's 2-1 to Tamura. And Phil Nevin leaving the ball game. Here comes the 2-1. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-1. I thought it was a little early for Nevin to leave the game. We'll have to see if there's any updates after the game, if it was for health reasons or if that was just a planned substitution. Here's the 3-1 from Yoza as he rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and pop foul. Koga takes a couple of steps back, but he watches that one sail into the seats, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Friend Brandon Jensen listening in. We appreciate you. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tamura as the right-hander Yoza ready to go again. He gets his sign from his catcher, and he's ready to rock himself into the windup. As Yoza kicks and delivers, there is a fastball. Did he go? Yes, he did. Oh, it looked like it was going to be a strike anyways. And they had to appeal to the third base umpire. And Tamura is down on strikes. He's gone for out number 2. But Yoza, you could see he was like, oh, he wasn't going to get the call from the home plate umpire. His eyeballs burst out of his head. That pitch looked pretty darn good. But the third base umpire goes up with the right hand and records that for the out. That is the 6th strikeout now here for Yoza. And that brings up Sandro Fabian to the plate. Fabian struck out his first time up. As he swings at the first pitch, fastball has popped up down the first base line. Giving chase is Koga, but he's going to watch it sail into the seats. And the count is quickly 0-1. Fabian, there's no other way to describe the ball that he let bounce in left field. It was a zoo route. He butchered the ball, and he let the spin get the best of him. And I have to say, if he's going to play that way defensively, if he's going to hit that way offensively, the Carp might have a lemon here. Here comes a ground ball over to third, fielded by Tonosaki. He throws to first, and that is going to do it as Fabian's in the books on a ground out 5-3. And again, the Carp go quietly in their half of the 4th inning. They go in order, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is the Lions 2 and the Carp nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Alex says, did you hear mention of a Facebook group? As there is a fastball that misses down. Count is 1-0. Yeah, if you get a chance and you're on your Facebook, make sure that you go check out the NPB Japan Baseball Report. We got that started up over there. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. Counts 2-0. And you guys we can post and do all kinds of stuff at different times of the day, and hopefully it gets everybody connected. So if you're on Facebook, NPB Japan Baseball Report. Our friend Titus in the house here today, and Alex says everybody's getting back together. Absolutely. As it's now 2-1 here to Hiranuma, and he swings at a fastball, lifts it down the left field line, racing in and making the catch. Looks like there's a substitution in left field, as Sandro Fabian's day is done, and right away the new left fielder of the Carp is tested. Fabian got his at bat, and now he's done after making the meal of that last inning defensively, and that'll bring Shuto Tonosaki to the plate. And for Tonosaki tonight, he is 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his first time up. His spring average is dipped to 346, as there's a fastball that swung on and it is lifted foul down the right field line. Count is quickly 0-1. We started the Facebook group because that's the easiest way. So we've got not a lot of people in there, but I would hope to pick up a bunch throughout the season and keep people connected. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that is swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line. It is slicing, and it is just going to slice into the netting just away from the right fielder, Tamura, who had given chase. That's going to run the count now to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The Lions crowd, what is in attendance, is making a lot of noise here for their stars. And there's a split finger pitch missing down in the dirt. Osero not happy with himself as he turns around and walks away. The count is 1-2. I have to say, Osero's pitched really well tonight. It's just been the shoddy defense of the last inning, and then couldn't wiggle himself out of the jam he had. There's a fastball inside. They appeal down to the first base umpire, but they say it didn't go. Oh, I don't know. I want to get a look at that on the replay. I know it had backed Tonosaki off the plate, but boy, oh boy, if that's not a swing, I'm not sure what is. 2 balls, 2 strikes it is. Pitch on the way, fastball misses down. It's now 3-2 to Tonosaki. Give him the right-hander, Osero. Ready to go back to work. The 3-2 pitch here on the way. Kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is hit in the left center field past the glove of the shortstop. That's going to be a base hit here for Tonosaki. He's aboard. That's got to tick you off a little bit because that pitch looked like it was pretty good. Should have been strike 3. Probably would have been the end of the inning. Would have been the second out of the inning. And instead, you got a runner at first, and you got Moriyama coming to the plate, who's already got a single and an RBI tonight. So that there can frustrate you for sure. Moriyama made his spring debut last night with a base hit, and he's got himself a base hit here tonight and an RBI. Started the game at shortstop. They slid him over to second base. Batting from the left side. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Moriyama. One thing I was taking a peek at, or interested to take a peek at, is what is happening with the status of Sosuke Genda. Fastball swung on and it's chopped foul behind home plate, and the count is 0-2. Hate to gossip or to spread things, but it's been out in the media that Genda has had some issues off the field. He has got himself 14 at-bats in the spring. Genda married I don't want to call it a model, but a presenter or something along those lines. And there was talk about that he has another gal on the side. It sort of came to a bit of a boil at the Premier 12 tournament. Some of those things there, they get public, and how things are handled, it becomes a problem. There's a fastball that's down in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher, Shimizu, rounding second, but now holding on the brakes is the runner, Tonosaki, but he gets to second on the wild pitch. So now he's in scoring position. That's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Moriyama. And for a team like the Lions, who've had a hard time keeping their stars for a variety of reasons, whether through free agency, whether it be trades, whether it be off-field behavioral issues. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. And they're going to throw down to first base, and that's going to retire Moriyama. Holding at second is Tonosaki. So Moriyama in the books for the second out of the inning. It's Daichi Osera's 3rd strikeout of the ball game by our books, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Yuta Koga. And for Koga, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He singled his last time up. He's had a really good spring. as he steps into the batter's box, ready to face Osera for the second time. I might mean by really good, he's 7 for 17. He's hitting .412. If Koga can give you that type of production, you might get to see a lot more action in the early part of the year. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Osera does not work as quick when he's in the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count goes even now to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Koga. Again, the right-hander Osera looks the runner back at second. Now delivers. There's another fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. We figured earlier on, Alex had mentioned about a Facebook group. Yeah, and one of the things that we're doing here is, or at least one of the things I don't have, a couple people were asking about different things about, should we start integrating some of the other social media? As there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul, the count goes to 1-2. And I like doing the social media. I like adding different things in if we can, if it makes sense. Some people asked about a Discord, but I have to admit my knowledge of Discord is quite low. A lot of people participate in the Discord groups. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. It's not something that I do have Discord, something I am not always familiar with. And for that matter, not always comfortable with. I look at it on my phone and I'm like, navigation can be a bit of a hassle. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Osera delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like the March Madness is underway in the United States for basketball. So if you guys are checking that stuff out, we haven't even really dialed into that yet. Kind of interested to see what is what and where's where. So I guess the first couple of games are today and tomorrow, as the 2-2 pitch is on the way, but instead they throw down to second. And getting back in time is the runner. Nice play there by Osera. Good quick feet. I didn't even do a bracket this year. Haven't really looked. Don't even know what's going on in terms of it. So maybe by the time this weekend rolls around, we'll start taking a peek at what's happening in the NCAA. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit down the left field line. It's into the corner. That's going to get a run in. As rounding third and heading home is Tonosaki. Koga is going to get himself an extra base hit. They trade places as he's got himself a double and an RBI. So his hot spring continues. Tonosaki comes around to score the third run of the ball game here for the Lions. Extends their lead to 3-0, and it's going to bring Taiga Hirasawa to the plate. So interested to see what is going to happen. I guess it's the play-in games that were taking place yesterday and today in the NCAA. I think there's another one tomorrow. And the 64-team field, or the real field, gets going on Thursday as that breaking ball is swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. Count is 0-1 to Hirasawa. Hirasawa 0 for 1 tonight. He popped out to the shortstop his last time up in the second inning. He has now created a new line. We said he was batting below the Mendoza line. Well, he's now batting below 100. 2 for 21 in exhibition play. He's now batting below the Hirasawa line. And there's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted down the third base line, but it's going to get into the netting down by the bullpen in left field, and that's going to run the count now to 0-2. I often kind of look at if I have to follow something, I follow the Big Ten. I say that, in terms of stuff. So very interesting to see both Michigan State and Michigan in the same bracket this year. They are in the South. Fastball misses inside and count goes to 1-2. I don't know if you often see that with schools. That would be like putting Duke and North Carolina into the same bracket, at least in my eyes. So 1-2 strikes. As the pitch on the way to Hirasawa as a fastball swung on. It's grounded over the right side. Oh, a nice play moving into the 4-hole to get it by the second baseman Hirasawa, but he almost threw it away. That's going to retire Hirasawa on a ground out 4-3. So a tough at bat for him. He's done for the third out of the inning. 1 run in the inning on a couple of hits. There was no errors. And there was 1 runner left aboard. Your score is we are now through 4. It is the Lions 3 and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit. Alex says he can help with the Discord and asked if I have a bracket. No bracket tonight or this year, but we'll come back and talk a little bit about that a little bit more after this. We're going to debut one of our new season commercials. This is our friend Steve Rademacher. Check it out. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you for that introduction, Freddie. Hey guys, Steve coming back at you today, and every day is opening day on my channel. I open everything from hot sauce to beer to deviled eggs to cans of soup to ravioli to sport card packs like you wouldn't believe. I open blasters of stuff. I open regular boxes of stuff. Speaking of hot sauce, I open hot sauce, which is often gifted to me from the community. I have it all. I open up Star Wars by the tons, including the Family Guy Star Wars. I have a bunch of wrestling that I do open, and I do non-sport cards like crazy. As you can see, we have it all. I even open Marvel, tons and tons of Marvel cards. But you never know, on my channel, you just may have a little trouble with tribbles, too. Remember, opening day, every day. Thank you, Freddie. See you in Funny Pages, guys.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the entertainment you bring to our channel. We do have a pitching change for the Lions. We'll get that for you when we just come back. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat the bottom third of the batting order. It'll be Hayashi, Nirasawa, and Shimizu. And the new pitcher for the Lions is Haruta Yamada, as he is taking over for Yoza, who went 4 interesting innings. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and chop foul. The count is 0-1. Our friend Alex says he can help with the Discord. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool if we can maybe set something up. I have the account. I have the Discord. It's just being able to operate it and maybe have somebody mod or whatever in there and get people there. Just don't know exactly what to do with that. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left center field. Drifting over to his right to make the catch is Nishikawa, and that is going to retire Hayashi, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up Yuya Nirasawa to the plate. And Josh Yaskovich in the house here. He says, catching this one finally before it ends. And watching it at the office with his friend Niche, or I think it's Niche or Niche. Let's go Lions, he says. We appreciate you for being here, Josh. First pitch breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. I hope you got to the podcasts or got a chance to see those or listen in. Going to do our Japan baseball report. We're going to have 2 or 3 coming up here in the next couple of days. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first. Fielded neatly by Hirasawa. He underhand flips it to the pitcher covering. And that is going to retire Nirasawa on a ground out 3-1 for the second out of the inning, and that'll leave it up to the catcher, Kanado Shimizu. I'm not sure what the temperature is. I didn't look at it to see what they were at, but the players are wearing sleeves. The umpires have got some heavy clothing on. It looks like the people in the stands are kind of bundled up. If I had to guess, it would probably be in the 50s. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that goes off the glove of Koga all the way to the backstop. Josh says, "What's up, Brandon? Apologies for missing your chat." Says, "It's 1 ball and no strikes to Shimizu." Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. Brandon Jensen is our social butterfly, as is Alex in here as well. Appreciate everybody who's popped in here for us tonight. Exhibition baseball between the Carp and the Lions. 3-0 Lions in the 5th as the pitch is a fastball swung on and chopped foul over on the third base side. It's now 2-1 to Shimizu. Shimizu waggling his bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Yamada. I don't even know if Yamada's broke a sweat yet. Here comes the pitch. There's a fastball swung on, grounded to second, fielded neatly by the second baseman Moriyama, who throws to first. It's a ground out 4-3, and on 8 pitches, Yamada does his job here in the 5th inning as the Carp go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard, and by the looks of it, Daichi Osera's night might be done. Looks like we could have a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. The bottom of the 5th is around the corner. Your score is Lions 3, Carp nothing. Got to update the ticker. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Katie Woe in the house here tonight says snow in Tokyo earlier today. And that's not always happening, especially at this time of the year. I know that when I was in Tokyo in December, about 4 or 5 years ago, it was, we had some flurries in around New Year's. It was kind of neat to see. But for the most part, not a lot of snow in Tokyo. It's not like it's in the Hokkaido region or up in Sendai where they get quite a bit of it. We are waiting on the pitching change. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Hang tight, everybody. We're 30 seconds away from more baseball after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Lions will have the top of the order to come to bat here. There is a pitching change here, as we are going to get that caught up for you in just a moment, as the Carp have gone to a left-hander. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It's Takahashi who is on in relief as he delivers a fastball that's swung on and it's fouled away. And the count goes even 1-1. This is Koya Takahashi, the lefty. So 0-2 here to Hasegawa as he waits here on the offering from the lefty. And the pitch on the way is a fastball that just misses below the knees. So both teams now into their bullpens. I kind of chuckle a little bit there as our friend was telling us there's a fastball swung on. It's looped into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So Hasegawa, with his first knock of the evening, he's aboard with a leadoff single. It's going to bring Manaya Nishikawa to the plate Every time I've been to Korozawa to see the Lions play, it has been hot, humid, and they get thunderstorms. And kind of chuckle a little bit. I can only imagine what it would be like to get cold weather there, but I've never been there when it's been cold. So now that brings to the plate Manaya Nishikawa. Nishikawa has a triple and 2 at bats tonight. That was the one that Sandro Fabian had played into a 3-bagger. Eventually, he came around to score the second run of the game for the Lions. Batting .313 in the exhibition season with no homers and 3 RBIs. As the lefty Takahashi throws over to first base and diving back in time as the runner Hasegawa. But I was saying, every time I've been to Korozawa, it's been hot and humid. Sticky, whatever it might be. And when you get to the games, especially in August, let me tell you, if you're not really a big beer drinker, the beer tastes good. And the hard seltzers, whatever else they have. There's a fastball that misses up and in. There goes the runner down to second, and the throw's not going to be in time. Hasegawa is going to get himself a stolen base. That's going to be the second of the exhibition season for him as he slides in safely. The pitch was up and away, or up and in, I should say, and then the throw was to the left field side of second base. Yano had fielded it and had to try to apply the tag, but it wasn't in time. So 2 balls and no strikes to Nishikawa. Lions looking to add to their lead here. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. I don't know if he ticked that or not, or if it was. I had to take a second look at that. The umpire kind of gave an interesting sign. Let's see what happened here. Did he get a piece? No, he didn't. Not in our eyes. Wasn't even close. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and away. Count now goes to 3-1 on Nishikawa. They do have the open base, and a walk here to send up the force is not the worst thing. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Getting excited for opening day. Not that far away, a week from Friday. We haven't picked our game yet. We'll look at the pitching matchups. We'll see what they do have to offer. There's a fastball that misses down, catches the outside corner. It's now 3-2. Late call from the home plate umpire. We thought that was going to be ball 4 to Nishikawa. He looked like he was ready to go to first base. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the lefty kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined, and a nice catch there by the third baseman Kazono, who crawled the ladder. If he doesn't make that play, that's going to get down into the left field corner, and it's for sure going to get a run in. And more likely extra bases for Nishikawa, but that's going to be a bit hard luck here. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the spot in the order that was once occupied by Phil Nevin. It's going to bring up the training player Keisuke Nakata. Nakata, the former Fukuoka SoftBank Hawk, he was signed to a training contract. And the first pitch, he squares to bunt and he pulls back. Count quickly here is 1-0. He's 4 for 15. He's batting .267 in the exhibition play. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nakata. A couple of former Hawks in the lineup, or have been in the lineup last couple of nights for the Lions. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. It's deep, but not deep enough. Tagging at second. Oh, maybe it is deep enough. They're going to challenge the arm of the left fielder, and a good piece of heads-up running here by Hasegawa. I didn't think it was deep enough, and he just challenged the arm of the new left fielder and advances over into third. Now, that is men playing against boys right there, so that's a fly ball out to left off the bat of Nakata. And now moving over to third is Hasegawa. It'll bring Takeya Nakamura to the plate. Or it's scheduled to bring Takeya Nakamura to the plate. So we'll see what the Lions have here. It is Nakamura. He stays in the game as the lefty ready delivery kicks and fires a first pitch fastball that misses outside. The count is quickly 1-0. The big fella Nakamura, 2 for 5 in exhibition play. He made his debut last night. Batting from the right side. So the 41-year-old is looking not a day over 35 as he swings through a fastball and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. What few fans there are in the stands for the Lions, they are supporting them. Here's the 1-1. Fastball swung on, popped up just behind second base. Drifting over underneath it is Yano. He's there to make the catch, and that's going to do it. Well, they strand themselves a runner here. They get a leadoff single off the bat of Shinya Hasegawa. He's unable to advance past third, and that's going to do it here for the third out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. We're through 5 complete. And for those of you who are new with us here, this is what we like to call our Japanese halftime. As we move to the top of the 6th inning, your scoreline is 3-0 in favor of the Lions. We're going to take a little time out because they take an extended break to clear the field, to drag it. We're going to put a little bit of the music on and loop it around. We'll be back in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Shinya Sugai coming on in relief. Number 71, the left-hander, is taking over here. So we'll see how this is going to work out. And it looks like that he is probably earmarked to be in the starting rotation as maybe the number 5 starter. So we'll see how long he is going to be in relief here. I would think that they're kind of piggybacking him here, as Yoza had went first, and then it was the bridge pitcher there for the one inning being Yamada, and now we'll maybe see Sugai for the rest of the ball game. That's just my anticipation. He's slated to face the top of the order. It looks like we do have a new catcher. It's going to be Jinjiro Simatani, former Tohoku Rakuten Gold Eagle, former Yomiuri Giant, also former Lion once upon a time. He's back where he started, as the veteran catcher is going to be back behind the plate. Our friend Alex says time for the yakisoba. Yeah, that sounds like it's good stuff. There's the fastball that misses down. The count is 1-0. I have to tell you, my parents, they're not that young anymore. I'd like to tell you that they are. My dad's going to be 90 years old next month. And they had yakisoba for the first time, I'd say probably about a week or two ago, and they absolutely loved it. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. Not a lot of Japanese cuisine in the area where I grew up. You're looking at more Arab food. You can get that. You can get Chinese food, of course. There's a fastball that misses down and away. Certainly on the West Coast here, there's all kinds of Japanese food that you can indulge yourself into. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on, it is chopped up the middle, fielded on the run by the second baseman Motoyama, and he makes a nice play. Oh, very athletic play by Motoyama. Ground out 4-3 to retire Fukumata for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Masaya Yano to the plate. So Yano comes to bat. He is officially 1 for 1 tonight. He's also drawn a walk. Both of his bats against the starter Yoza were marathon at bats, as he had went to a minimum of 8 pitches in each one. He was 9 in the first one, actually, and 10 in the second at bat, as he takes a breaking ball down and away. The count is 1-0. That is what you would describe as a tough out. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats behind home plate, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Yano. So yakisoba. I don't know. I think I've only had yakisoba once. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. And I think that was the first time I was in Japan. I had yakisoba. I had it, I think, with pork belly, if I'm not mistaken. There was a little pork belly in it. Nice slice of that. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled off right into the feet of Yano. Runs the count to 2-2. That's going to leave a mark. The Japanese cuisine, you got to like that. You go for the food, you stay for the food, you live for the food, and you all those steps that you take walking around different parts of Japan. Think you're going to lose the weight? No way. There's the pitch that's in the dirt, and it gets by the catcher all the way to the backstop. It's going to run the count full now to Yano. So Sugai works himself to the set. The tall lefty kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second. Again fielded by Motoyama. He throws to first. This is a much easier play. Ground out 4-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up Kaito Kazono to the plate. Well, for Kazono, he is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He had also flown out to center field his last time up, batting .237 now in the spring. And the pitch from Sugai, a breaking ball, misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. When this game is over, we'll give you a full roundup from around the NPB. As we said, there's originally slated to be 5 games tonight, but 1 game got washed out. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner. It's now 1-1. Swallows and Tigers washed out at the Jingu. But all of the other games around the NPB will be played or are being played. There's a breaking ball swung on, as grounded foul down the first base line, and the count goes to 1-2. There is scoring in other games right now that are being played. It's 3-0 in the 7th inning for the Marines over the Golden Eagles. I have a feeling it's going to be a really tough year for Tohoku. Fighters enjoying a 2-1 lead versus the Giants. That game is in the 3rd inning. As the 1-2 pitch is on the way from Sugai, it's a fastball swung on, popped up over on the left side of the infield. It's in fair territory, plenty of room to make the play as Tonosaki catches it, and that's going to do it. Kazono is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And they go quietly, do the Carp here in their half of inning number 6. They had no runs, no hits, no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is Lions 3, Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after these. Welcome back to everybody. Slated to come to bat for the Lions here in the 6th inning will be Hiranuma, Tonosaki, and Moriyama. We're just looking to see if they are going to the bullpen yet again, are the Carp, or if they are staying with the reliever who came in the last half inning, being Takahashi. Looks like it is sunny and windy now in Takarazawa, as lots of blustery wind around. We'll get the update for you here in just a moment. It does look like they are going back to the bullpen. And it is going to be number 21, Shota Nakazaki, coming in relief, the right-hander. So he will take over here. So Shota Nakazaki on in relief. The second pitcher used tonight, or the third pitcher used tonight by the Carp, and the first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. He's batting a .182, as there is a pitch that misses down. And the count now, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Shota Hiranuma, Tonosaki, and Moriyama to come to bat. Scheduled here. Fastball swung on, ripped into right center field. This ball is going to get down. It's trouble. It is going to get cut off, though, by the center fielder. Nice job. He doesn't cut that off. That gets to the wall. That's going to be 3 bases for sure, but it is going to be a double here for Hiranuma. So Shota Hiranuma gets his first hit of the evening and his 3rd trip to the plate. A double here to start the 6th inning. It's going to bring up the 3rd baseman, Shota Tonosaki. And for Tonosaki, well, tonight he is 1 for 2. He singled and scored a run his last time up. He has also flown out to right field. So the right-hander Akazaki with a rude welcome to this game. Delivers a first pitch fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Tonosaki. Tonosaki, oh, check that. It's Daiji Nomura who is pinch hitting here. A little bit late on that one. So Daiji Nomura in. He had a knock in last night's ball game. Pitches a breaking ball that misses down. So Nomura on here for Tonosaki. Are some defensive changes for the Carp. It looks like Yano's day is done. They also have a new center fielder and a new right fielder. So, as I mentioned last night, with the changes coming fast and furious, we'll have to pick that up as the game moves along here. Pitch on the way, breaking ball, taken for a called strike. Count now 2-1 strike to Nomura. We were talking about former Hawks. This is another one in the lineup here. Nomura is one, Nakata is another. I guess if you're going to scrape off the other team's lesser players, you want to get it from the better teams. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count goes to 2-2. Obviously, you're not going to get an opportunity to play in Fukuoka. There might be an opportunity here in Saitama or Takarazawa to play for the Seibu Lions. As the right-hander ready to deliver again as he holds set, now fires. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count now goes to 3-2. Sometimes they're just so slow in getting the information of who comes in the ball game. Another place that's actually pretty good is Sports Navi. It's actually Futamata has stayed in the game. He's moved over into right field. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into the left center field gap. It's going to get down. It's going to be trouble, and it's going to get all the way to the wall. And Nomura is going to drive in a run as he is going to race all the way around to third, and there's not even going to be a throw to be drawn in there. So Daiji Nomura with a RBI triple. That's going to score Hiranuma. That's going to increase the scoreline to 4-0 here for the Lions. And this game has got an eerie feeling of being very similar to last night's affair, where they won a game 6-0. The only difference is they're scoring runs in singles and not in multiples at the moment. Very, very interesting. Well, that is going to bring up the shortstop, or the second baseman now, Hio Moriyama. He started the game at short. He's 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI. In the exhibition season, he is 2 for 3. The Carp have the infield in, or the proverbial infield in. Here comes the first offering. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and a strike. We'll try to give you the defensive alignment for the ball clubs in the next half inning, barring any more massive changes. As there's a pitch that swung on, it is grounded softly down the third baseline. It just goes foul. Count now goes to 0-2 on Moriyama. Looks like Shota Sakeni is into the ball game as well. Defensively for the Carp, as he is in the spot where Yano was. There's a fastball swung on, grounded foul down the third base line. Count remains at 0-2. get people that come into the stream last night and say, hey, do you think the Carp can come back? And you think this? It's just the games and these exhibition games are just, with the substitution patterns, sometimes preset. It's just so hard to tell. I don't know how people can actually wager on these type of games. There's a fastball that misses outside. Count is 1-2. I mean, it is done, obviously, but it's just, it makes me wonder how it can be done. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Moriyama. As the right-hander ready to deliver, he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on it, is lifted into center field. This might be deep enough to get the run in. Tagging at third and heading home with the 5th run of the ball game is Nomura. That's going to be a sacrifice fly from Moriyama. He gets the job done as he gets himself an RBI on the fly ball to center field. Nomura comes in to score. 2nd run of the inning, 5th of the game. It's the first out here in the 6th, and it's supposed to bring Yuta Koga to the plate, but as we noted in the last inning, Koga's day is done. It is going to be Jinjiro Simitani coming to the dish as he has replaced him in the batting order. So Jinjiro Simitani coming in. As he bats here from the right side against the right-hander, who delivers a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Simitani 1 for 5 in the exhibition play. As the right-hander Nakazaki delivers a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. We said Simitani began his career way back in 2006 with the Lions. Spent 13 seasons in a Lion uniform before he went to the Amuri Giants for 3 years. Then spent 3 years with Tohoku, the Rakuten Golden Eagles, and now the veteran back for his 2nd year with the Lions. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. Count is 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. He's going to be 38 years old in July. It's quite a testament to be able to play that long as a catcher. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called 3rd strike. Oh, Simitani didn't like that. I'm sure there's going to be an interesting conversation when he goes back to catch in the next inning, but he's gone looking for out number 2. And that's going to bring Taiga Hirasawa to the plate, or slated to bring him to the plate anyway. And for Hirasawa, he is 0 for 2 tonight. Struggling to make the impression. As we said, we have the Mendoza line at 200. He is creating his own line as he takes a fastball for a called strike. He's batting .091, 2 for 22 in exhibition. Not the statement that he wanted to make coming over from Chiba. As the pitch is a split finger pitch missing down, and the count goes to 1-1. I know sometimes that you can say, well, a player might not be getting things done, but if he was hitting balls on the screws like that one right there, fastball swung on, lifted into deep right field, that is going to be caught by the Carp right fielder, and that is going to do it. That's the 3rd out of the inning. But the Lions add a couple more to the board here as they've now extended their lead to 5-0. 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score is the Lions 5, Carp nothing. We're moving to the back third of the ball game. 7th inning is just around the corner. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a couple after this. A little time out. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is Shota Dobayashi in to pinch hit for El Harris Montero. And the first two pitches were taken for balls, and the count is 2-0. So the Prince of Hiroshima batting at the plate here. Our first look at him this season, Dobayashi. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 3-0. When I saw Dobayashi play, he was playing in Yokohama, and Dobayashi had hit 2 home runs in that game a couple years ago. Big presence as the 3-0 is on the way. Fastball that's center cut. It's now 3-1 here. The lefty Sugai is still in the ball game. As we mentioned, we were expecting this is almost like a piggyback effort here. Fastball swung on it, it's pop foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. Count is now full to Dobayashi. I'd be curious to know what the exhibition prices for a game like this would be. As I said, not only you're buying your own seat, you're getting your own section in some cases. Attendance is quite thin, not your typical crowd that you would see for a Lions game. Here's the 3-2. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on and chop foul over on the first base side. Count remains at 3-2. For people who are looking to go to Japan to experience baseball, the only tickets that we actually bought online were for the Swallows. Here's the 3-2. Fastball swung on, lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's into the corner. And rounding first and heading into second with a stand-up double is Dobayashi. And so he is aboard with a leadoff double here, and it's slated to bring up Shinsuke Tamura. As I mentioned before, one of the things is that when you go to the games in Japan, it's quite the experience, but never had any problems other than at the Koshin Stadium. Tickets were at a tough premium to get there. I mean, even at the best of times, but couldn't even get anything slightly in advance. So here comes the offering from the lefty, who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses outside. Count is 1-0 to Tamura. Tamura 0 for 2 tonight, has struck out both of his times up, but that was against the starter Yoza. As again, the lefty works himself to the belt. And here comes the 1-0 offering. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count's even now at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Thank everybody who has popped in to listen to us tonight. We do appreciate you guys here, but it all gets going for real in just over a week's time. So we hope you guys can come in for the real stuff. 1-1 on the way. It's a fastball that misses inside. The appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say that Tamura didn't go. It runs the count now to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Left-hander holds it again. And the pitch on the way. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 0-2 on Tamura. Have to say, the youngster Sugai here looks very impressive. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sugai holds to the set. Now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down. A good stop there by Simitani. Runs the count full now to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty Sugai ready to go again. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball. Check swing foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 3-2 to Tamura. Lefty Sugai ready to go again. He works himself to the set. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted softly over to the left side and neatly caught by the third baseman. Well, I believe is Nomura. It would come on for Tonosaki, and that is going to retire Tamura here for the first out of the inning. So one gone, and that is going to bring up Takeyoshi Noma, who has not had an at-bat yet in tonight's game. Noma has replaced Sandro Fabian in the batting order. Noma 0 for 1 in exhibition play. Batting from the left side here. Here comes the first pitch from Sugai. Breaking ball that misses outside. Count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty Sugai ready to go again. He has looked pretty smooth. I got to tell you, he really looks like he's got a clean delivery here. Be interested to see how it pans out for him. There is a breaking ball that just misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-0. I don't believe starting pitching will be the problem for the Lions this year. In fact, I think their bullpen will even be pretty decent, despite the loss of Albert Abreu. The problem is the offense. Are they going to have enough offense to be able to string things together? We've yet to see Leandro Cedeno in these 2 games. He's had a bit of a rough spring so far. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 2-1. But I would suspect that if Cedeno can get things going with Tyler Nevin in the middle part of the order and they get a couple others to go with it, then you start to become a little bit dangerous. Last year, the Lions were dangerous and the Lions could not be used in the same sentence. Fastball swung on it. It's hit right back up the middle. Nice stop there by the shortstop. And they're going to throw in behind the runner, but diving back safely is Dobayashi. Nice play there by Nakata. That saved the run. If that ball gets up in the middle into the center field, that's going to be a run. But instead, they've got runners on the corners. It'll be a base hit here for Noma. I don't know if it actually hit the pitcher or if he had to kind of do the limbo to get out of the way. Regardless, that is slated to bring up Kota Hayashi to the plate. We'll see if it is going to be Hayashi coming up for the 3rd time. Or if the Carp have had enough and are going to do a pinch hitter here. We'll take a look here. It is Hayashi. He's really struggled here in the spring. 4 for 25, batting $160. Half of his hits have left the yard. He's got 2 homers in those 4 hits. Here's the first pitch from Sugai. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Sugai's had his struggles here getting ahead in the count. So Carp with runners on the corners looking to score here. As Hayashi waits here on the offering from Sugai. Sugai ready to go. It kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. Chop foul over on the first base side. Count runs even at 1-1. And when I look at the starting lineup tonight for the Carp, there were a lot of ugly batting averages in the lineup. I know it's early. I know it's the spring, but they had 4 guys hitting below 200 and 2 more that were hitting below 225. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the left field line, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner at third, Dobayashi. Runner at first is Noma. 1 gone here in the inning. Here comes the 1-2 offering. And it's a fastball waved at and missed, and that is going to retire Hayashi. He's down on strikes. Out for the 2nd out of the inning. And it's going to leave it all up to Yuya Nirasawa. Let's see if he is going to get the at-bat or if they're going to turn it over to somebody else. We'll have to keep our eye here. Nirasawa had started the game. He's still in the game at second base. I thought they had moved him into the outfield, but nope, he's still at second. So Nirasawa stepping up to the plate, 3 for 20 here in exhibition play, batting 150. Nothing on his slash line. Another left-handed batter in the Carp lineup to face the lefty Sugai. Pitch on the way as a fastball that misses down and away. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Nirasawa with a open stance at the plate. Waiting here on the offering from the lefty who kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on. Is lifted into left center field. It's going to hang up enough, and moving over is the center fielder Nishikawa to make the catch, and that is going to do it as Nirasawa is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Carp, they threaten, but they don't score. They get a leadoff double off the bat of Dobayashi. He's stranded at 3rd after the single by Noma. Runners were at the corners, but nothing to show for it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Your score is the Lions 5 and the Carp nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll take you out to the ball game as our friend CV Baseball Card Collector has made an appearance. We appreciate you for being in here. Hang tight, everybody. You can sing along with us if you like after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is the Hiroshima Carp going to their bullpen yet again. It'll be number 43, Satoru Shimauchi, coming on in relief as he will be taking over here. The 4th pitcher used tonight by the Carp. So he is Shimauchi on in relief. We're just taking a look here to add him into our list, as he is going to be now coming in. And so that is going to bring the bat here for the Lions. Scheduled to come to bat is the top of the order, and we'll see if that is going to play out and hold true. It's supposed to be Hasegawa, Nishikawa, and then it'll be Nakata. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled away, but it does look like we have a pinch hitter here, as we are going to get caught up on that. This is going to be Seiya Watanabe, who started in last night's game. He's 6 for 31 in the exhibition play. So Watanabe now on in replacement of Hasegawa, and there's a fastball that misses low, and the count goes even to 1-1. So we were impressed that he looks like a hitter. Didn't get the job done last night. Hasn't produced anything yet in the games that we've seen. He has a pretty good presence at the plate. We said he was the 2nd pick in the draft in 2024, as that fastball misses upstairs, and the count now is 2-1 to Watanabe. I don't know if CV is going to be up late night watching the Dodgers and the Cubs again. There's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-1. I didn't really even check in much on the highlights of that last night. I know that Yamamoto got the win. I heard Imanaga left after 4, I think it was last night. He didn't allow a hit, but was walking the yard. Didn't have the best command of his pitches. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball. It comes inside, and it is hit Watanabe right on the, did it hit him on the forearm or did it get him at the end of the bat? That's a difficult spot to get hit. Look at that one again. Where did it catch him? It got him on the, looks like on the backside on the right forearm. Very fortunate there. That's where things can break, but he's been hit by the pitch. He's going to be aboard. It's slated to bring up Minaya Nishikawa. We'll see if it is going to be Nishikawa coming to bat as well. Looks like we're going to have ourselves a pinch hitter here. It looks like it's going to be Kishi coming to bat. This is Junichiro Kishi. So Kishi on to pinch hit, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls that one away down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. I get the feeling the outfield is going to be Nishikawa and Hasegawa, and then whoever is swinging a better bat will get slotted in. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses up and in, and the count is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Kishi waggling the bat here, waiting on the offering from the right-hander, who works himself into the set. Now the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on right off the mask of the catcher. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. I didn't peek to see if it is still Shimizu behind the plate. It does look like it is. Sometimes they split the duties. Actually, it's not. It is going to be a new catcher, or the new catcher for the Carp is Takagi, Shota Takagi. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung and grounded over to the left side, fielded deep in the 6 hole by the shortstop, but that is not going to allow him to be able to make the play. It looks like the shortstop is now Futamata. So he went deep into the hole on the backhand side, did a great job in getting there. Threw behind to the second baseman, which is now Yamashi, but not able to get that in time. That's going to be ruled as a hit. So a single there for Kishi. They would have had 0 chance to get him at first. Now they got runners at first and second. And it is now Nakata at the plate with the training number of 140 on. Pitch on the way. He squares to bunt, and he bunts through the fastball, misses it, and the count is quickly 0-1. I would think they're going to come back at it again. He's got a job to do. So Lions have a chance here to extend their lead and put this game to rest, but Carp are going to have to hold them at bay here. Again, squaring to bunt is Nakata. As the right-hander works to the set position, and now he checks the runner. Kicks and fires, and it is bunted. It is popped up, but it's, oh, what a smart play there by the first baseman, Hayashi. They go to third for 1, and they go to second for a double play. Oh, what an unbelievable play that was. That was beautiful. And what they're doing is, you got time here. The manager of the Lions wants to come out, but that's a heads-up play if there was one. The ball was popped up. Nakata just kind of stood at the plate admiring it. He wasn't even coming hard down the box, and the ball bounced. Hayashi picked it up, threw it to third for 1, and then over to second for the second one. So that's going to be a double play. It's going to go in the books as a 3-5-6. Reaching first base on that double play. And now we've got coming to bat. Here it is Makino. He came in last night. He's hitting for Nakamura. That's one way to kill the rally. So 1 ball and no strikes it is. That's a really heads-up play by Hayashi over there at first base. Got to tip your hat to him. Fastball swung on and missed. Not taking his poor offensive play into the field, that's for sure. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Shoya Makino waiting here on the offering from the righty. Instead, they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander leans in, and he comes to the set position. And he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down. It's now 2-1. Have to say, you've got to be pretty fortunate here for the reliever, Shimouchi. Hits the first batter, gives up a base hit, has got himself in all kinds of trouble. And his defense is able to bail him out. So here we go. Here comes the 2-1 offering as the right-hander holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. Fastball is outside. There goes the runner down to second. The throw, is it in time? No, Nakata has got himself into scoring position with a stolen base. I wonder if they'll take a look at this one. You might as well. You got all your challenges left. The throw got down to second. No, I think I don't think I'd waste it. It's probably a good decision there. He slid in there safely. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Check that, 3 balls and 1 strike. The last pitch was a ball. So Makino waiting here. He's in a good hitter's count. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, hit into deep right field. This ball could be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run. Makino in the pinch hitting role comes off the bench and deposits one into the right field seats. That extends the lead to 7-0 here for the Lions. And the beatdown continues. Another crooked number here in the 7th inning. A 2-run shot with 2 gone. 7-0 now to score. High fives all the way around. That's a good feeling for yourself. And that'll bring up Shota Hiranuma to the plate. Well, you got to say that the Lions have got to be feeling good about themselves. So here, if they win the game here tonight, the Lions will move or will be secured in 4th place in the spring training games, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 here. It is Hiranuma, who is 1 for 3 tonight. He got the start in left field. He's got himself a double and 3 trips. There's a fastball swung on it as golf foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So for the Carp fans, our friend Alex still with us there. We woke him up on that 2-run bomb. That's the one thing I've noticed. I'm going to do a little deep dive into it in maybe one of the podcasts, and that is just the home run production in the Pacific and in the Central League over the last 4 or 5 seasons has just been on a steady decline as that pitch misses down and the count goes to 1-2 on Hiranuma. Literally almost cut in half. And I know there was a problem a few years ago in the Japanese league that one of the commissioners got gassed because they acknowledged they were using juiced baseballs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded softly to the right side. Fielded by the first baseman, Hayashi, who flips it over to the pitcher covering, and that's going to be a ground out 3-1. And that is going to end it. I'm going to come back and chat a little bit more about this. So that is going to do it here. They got 2 runs in the inning on the 2-run shot off the bat of Makino. They did have 2 hits in the inning. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Our friend Alex says he needs to go hit the gym. I don't know if that's because he finished his yakisoba or if it's because he really does have to go hit the gym. Regardless, we appreciate you for jumping in with us here tonight, Alex, and hopefully we'll see you on opening night. We are going to call the one in the wee hours of the morning, so maybe on your commute, you'll be able to join us for that one there. We'll be back in just a couple of moments, everybody. We appreciate you for being here. The top of the 8th inning is just around the corner. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, every year. Friend Alex says the guy at the plate could hit the gym, not him. Yeah, that's probably the case. Looks like a little bit on the thin side. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging here with us. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is the leadoff hitter here who gets things going here for the Carp in the inning with a base hit single. We were a little bit behind in our call here as we were a little bit late on the break. And that would be Yamashi with a base hit. So Tetsuya Yamashi, who is in the lineup, he gets himself a hit. And he is aboard, and that will bring up the top of the order. And Soichi Futamata. And the first pitch to Futamata is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted. Whoa, foul, way deep into left field over the netting. And the count is quickly 0-1. There was no mystery there. That one was absolutely rocketed. Don't throw that pitch again. Here comes the 0-1 pitch now. As it is a fastball that comes under the hands for a called strike, and the count now is 0-2. Boy, oh boy, he really got the barrel head out on that one and took it for a ride. So 7-0 here as we are in the top of inning number 8. And there's a breaking ball that is down, and that count now goes to 1-2. So, yeah, it makes you wonder a little bit. One of the things that I was thinking about in watching Pete Crow Armstrong play for the Cubs in the exhibition series, in the Tokyo series before the big league games got going last night, how fast Pete Crow Armstrong can cover ground. And I know that the other thing I noticed is when the runs were scored, they were scored in bunches, as there's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 1-2 to Futamata. But there wasn't a whole lot of action in between. So here we are making these smaller ballparks, got the home runs, lots of strikeouts, and not as much action going on in the in-between. And I kind of wonder if the ballparks were opened up a bit more, if that would cause the game again to change. As there's a fastball that misses inside, the count's 2-2. When you think of the 80s, and the AstroTurf field, the way that the games were played, the style of the games, where the games were fast-paced, you had a lot of base stealing, a lot of hit and runs. Guys would slap the ball, get it onto the carpet. Now we've gone back to the natural grass, which is great, which is what I like. But the ballparks are seemingly designed a little bit more hitter-friendly as that breaking ball misses. And I've got it at now 3-2 here to Futamata. And so Pete Crow Armstrong is really going to be an asset when he goes and plays in the bigger ballparks on the road. I don't know if his talents will be as appreciated in Wrigley. There's a fastball that is waved at and missed. It was way upstairs. I don't know what Futamata was swatting at, but he missed that one, and then he's going to go down on strikes for the first out of the inning. Now it's supposed to bring up Shota Sekene. CV says the 70s and the 80s were dead ball too. Yeah, in some regards they were, because you think about it, they had, but the game was different because you had, look at the stolen bases that were going on in the game. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner. Count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Sekene waiting here on the offering as the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-1. And, you look at the game today, I don't know, maybe it's because there's not the athletes that there were in some regards for their era in the 70s and 80s. I mean, You think of some of the guys that could run, like Ricky Henderson, Willie Wilson, Vince Coleman, Willie McGee, Lonnie Smith, as that breaking ball was waved at and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, George Foster. Did Foster hit 60? I know he hit 50. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, looped into shallow center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Stopping at second is going to be the runner Yamashi, and then it is a single here for Sekene. That puts runners at first and second. Yeah, Foster hit 52. Also, too, at that time, too, when you think about it, CV, there wasn't the gym and the weight training like there is. That started to come in toward the late 80s. Late 80s, when you started to see the Oakland A's and the Reds, those guys there, even the Pirates starting to hit the weight room. And then, of course, the juice era came in, too. Here comes Kazono to the plate. He's shifted over to first base. He is 1 for 3 in this one here tonight, batting from the left side. Runners at first and second, and with 1 gone. Sagai kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, popped up down the third base line. If it stays fair, it's going to be potential to be caught, but that ball is going to slide into the netting. The unfortunate there break for the Lions. It's 0-1 here to Kazono. I think of some of the players that were playing back in the 80s was more of a speed game. Of course, with the change in the stadiums, you start to design your teams to play a little differently. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Kazono. Carp trail by 7. They're looking to get a run on the board here as they are batting here in the 8th inning. They're running out of outs. They got 5 outs left to play with. They do have a couple of ducks on the pond here. As the lefty delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This one's popped up on the left side. It's in foul territory, drifting over, but this one's also going to get off the netting, and it's going to now run the count to 1-2 on Kazono. Exhibition baseball here from the NPB. It is the Carp and the Lions. Lions holding a strong 7-0 lead, but the Carp are threatening here in inning number 8. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung out and missed, and Kazono down on strikes. The second one of the inning here retired on strikes. And by our counts, that's the third of the ball game here by Sagai. So 2 in the books, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter spot now occupied by Shota Dobayashi. Dobayashi doubled in his first at-bat since entering the ball game for Eliaharius Montero. Sagai holds to the set, kicks and delivers, fastball taken at the knees for called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Left-hander against the right-hander. Sagai working himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner. Count is now 0-2 to Shota Dobayashi. Dobayashi waiting here on the offering. He's in the hole at 0-2. Sagai looking to keep the Carp off the board. Here comes the pitch. Oh, that was a good pitch. It was a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alex says, spring training baseball, never a safe win. Cecil Fielder hit his 51. I think that came in, I want to say 1990 or 1991. Might have been 91. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball that misses upstairs and away. I think it was in 91 because I had actually come out to the West Coast that year. I remember it was one of the weirdest feelings watching the Tigers and the Blue Jays. Was sitting in downtown Vancouver at a restaurant/bar and having dinner with some friends and watching the Tigers and the Jays on TV. And we had sunshine and it was dark, and it was kind of weird because obviously growing up in that area, not thinking that it would be dark in Detroit and daylight out here. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, or swung on, fouled away, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dobiashi looking to put the ball in play here. 60 pitches now for Sagai. We'll assume he's going to finish this one out. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Yeah, Cecil Fielder, and the other one that was a big boon for the Tigers was Bill Gullickson. He had also come over from Japan. Gullickson, I remember him with the Expos, but I also believe he was with Houston and Cincinnati. I don't know if Gullickson's still alive or not. I remember at one point, I think he's a diabetic. I don't know if that came later in life or happened earlier on as that fastball swung on and fouled away. And Dobiashi's going to continue this battle here. 7 pitches now in the at-bat. Top of the 8th inning. It is us and our banners are a little behind. It is a 7-0 lead here for the Lions. And there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2. CV says, yeah, charges for his auto. I assume you're talking about Gullickson. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty Sagai works himself to the set position, here comes the pitch. Kicks and fires. There is a fastball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. The Lions were ready to come off the field, but the home plate umpire did not budge. Dobiashi gets himself a walk. As I said before, that's what happens when you have some pedigree. That pitch looked darn good. Not only was it received well, the placement was pretty good too, and Sagai can't believe the call. Well, that's going to load it up here as it is slated to bring the bat Shinsuke Tamura to the plate. Tamura has done pretty much nothing. Struck out twice and popped a third. We'll get a look here to ensure that it is still Tamura coming to bat. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. And that streak continues for Tamura as he flies out to the left fielder. That's going to do it for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Carp, they threaten, but they don't score. They leave the bases loaded. No runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 3 aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Lions 7 and the Carp nothing. Hang with us, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom of the 8th. When we return, we'll keep our chatting away right after this.
You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game.
My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to have another pitching change here for the Carp, and it is going to be the right-hander Ryoji Kobayashi coming on in relief, as he is going to be the fifth pitcher used tonight by the Carp. So Ryoji Kobayashi in, or Kobayashi, as he is ready to face, coming to bat here, it'll be Daiji Nomura, and then Hayu Moriyama and Jinjiro Savatami as the first pitch taken for a strike. Our friend CV asked the question. He says, who's the big bopper in the NPB now? As that fastball swung on his line into center field, and it's going to get down and it's going to get behind the center fielder, rounding first and digging for second, but he's going to throw on the brakes is Nomura. He's got himself another hit. He had a triple his last at bat, an RBI. Now he's got a single again, and the hot hitting Nomura continues. So back to answer CV's question, as Nomura is aboard with that single. And Moriyama coming to the plate, who is 1 for 2 with a couple RBIs tonight. That would be Munetaka Murakami of the Swallows, but by all the sounds, he's going to start the year on the, well, I don't say on the injured list, but he's going to be missing time due to injury. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into right field. And this is going to get down for a base hit. They're playing ping pong out there. Balls are dropping in when they shouldn't be. And so that is going to be a base hit here for Moriyama. That's his second hit of the night. That's going to keep runners at first and second because it looked like it was a fly ball. Nomura didn't really know how to read it. He was halfway down the line. Nice play there by the right fielder to feign like he was going to catch it to freeze the runner, but that ended up bouncing down. That's going to bring up the catcher, Jinjiro Samatani, to the plate. Alex says, will they get another run on the board right now? If you're the Lions, you don't want to leave it all in spring training. Here comes Samatani, 1 for 6 in the spring. He takes a big hack at that one. He wanted to try to make it a double-digit lead here, but he swings through and misses for strike one. CV says, almost ready to crash. So he asked the question. So Munetaka Murakami he's the big bopper in the NPB, but he's going to be out for a bit. And in the Pacific League, it's Hotaka Yamakawa. Yamakawa was with the Lions as he fouls that pitch off, does Samatani. The count now is 0-2. And when I was in Japan in 2023, he had led the league in home runs in 2022, had a assault case where they had arrested him and they had went to court. I guess he was charged with some sort of assault on a young woman. And anyways, they basically canceled him right out. It was, the cancel culture in full effect. He was taken off all the billboards, everything around the stadium, and then they quietly traded him after the 2023 season to Fukuoka. And last year with Fukuoka, he led the league with home runs for the Pacific League. That pitch, by the way, was in the dirt. It runs the count to 1-2. So those are probably the two big Japanese boppers. And then everybody else that comes in, it's all imports. And, you're looking at, when Murakami, he hit 60 home runs with that one year when Judge was going crazy. The fastball swung on and fouled off the mask of the catcher. And that runs the count or keeps the count at 1-2. So it kind of makes you wonder a little bit about the validity of some of these statistics that we're seeing here more recently. Also, the stolen bases. I was talking to my buddy today, and he figures that if Ricky Henderson would play in today's era where they can only go every couple innings or a couple pitches over to first base, he figured Henderson would have another 500 stolen bases to his name. And he's probably not wrong, as that check swing is in the dirt, but it was called for a ball. 2-2 it is to Cincinnati. So you got the bigger bases. You got Ricky Henderson when they only pick over 2 times. Now he can go at will. And then you got the oven mitts. That's a whole lot more. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Moving back and making the catch is the left fielder of the Carp. That's Tamura. He puts that one away for the first out of the inning. So one of the books here, and that's going to bring up first baseman Taiga Hirasawa. At least it's slated to bring up Hirasawa. Hirasawa has had a miserable spring training. I don't know if that's going to... They're finally going to go to the bench. It's going to be Kadama coming up to pinch hit. Hirasawa, as we mentioned, he's created a new low in terms of stuff. Not like Kadama is a whole lot different. This is Ryosuke Kadama. He is 1 for 10. So he's going to get his opportunity here. So Kadama ready to hit. Here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball swung on, lifted into shallow right field. Moving over toward the line, sliding and making the catch. Oh, what a beautiful play. But tagging at second and advancing to third is going to be Nomura. Nice play there by the right fielder of the Carp. With all the changes we have to keep up, and that would have been, I believe that was Shota Sakeni who had raced over to make the sliding catch in foul territory. So 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up the top of the order. It is Seiya Watanabe slated to come to bat. So that brings up the right-handed hitting Watanabe. He came in and was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning, and there's a ball that's in the dirt. It squirts away from the catcher, and advancing over to second on the wild pitch is going to be Moriyama. So 1 ball and no strikes. Watanabe batting 194 in the exhibition season, 6 for 31. Waits on the offering here from the right-hander. Here comes the pitch as he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that swung on it, is popped up foul. And it's going to drift into the seats, and the count now is going to be 1-1 to Watanabe. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lion fans are on their feet cheering. Looking at a couple more insurance runs on the board, and the Carp trying to get some runs on the board in their half of the inning. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. I think there's more fans in left field cheering for the Lions than there is in the rest of the stadium combined. Here comes the 2-1 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball down. Nice disciplined hitting there by Watanabe to lay off that one. It's now 3-1. When this game is over, we'll do a quick rundown on the ball game and give you the out-of-town scoreboard. Then we'll wrap it up for this evening. We are going to try to be back on the air tomorrow doing the Bay Stars and the Buffaloes. That'll be weather permitting. If you guys are around for that, we would be more than happy to have you join us. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to bring a pair of runs home. And Watanabe is going to cruise into second base with a double. That's a 2-run double for him. It's going to increase the score line to 9-0. So the Lions have just added on here 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. So smiles all the way around. A 2-run double off the bat of Watanabe. And he should feel good about that one. That's going to bring Junichiro Kishi up to the plate. And for Kishi, he is 1 for 1 in this one. He came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th. So the only thing left for the Carp is if they're going to break the shutout. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. And you think about the way the Carp, Alex says, why not? Let's make it 10. One of the things with the Carp last year, as the breaking ball is swung on and tap foul over on the third base side, I remember the utter collapse last season. And it just makes you wonder what the mental state of the franchise is like, or the players that went through that. By the time I got to Japan in August last year, I think the Carp were in 3rd place, or maybe they were in 2nd place. They were even at one point leading the Central League. And then they just went on this swoon. I think they won like 2 or 3 games of the whole month of September. Had to be one of the worst Septembers on record, as that ball was grounded foul down the third baseline. The count is 0-2. And you think of the team now, Aaron Curry got up and left, used his domestic free agency to sign with the Buffaloes. I think that'll be a big impact arm for them. As there is a pitch that misses down. It goes now 1-2 here to Junichiro Kishi. Alex says the Carp is so inconsistent. Well, one thing that is true is that they are consistently inconsistent. Pitch on the way, breaking ball swung on and chop foul over on the third base side. Count remains at 1-2. You know, I don't know how to put it. I don't watch them enough. I don't see them enough, and I'm going to speculate here a little bit. My thoughts when I watch the Carp play, all I think about is that they just are not able to, let's say, get things together. There's a fastball swung on, and here comes your 10, Alex, as that ball is going to get down into right center field. And that'll get a number 10 across the plate on the RBI single by Kishi, as Watanabe will come in to score another run. But when I think of the Carp, even when I saw them and I look at it, and they had, what was it, Davidson, their third baseman, a couple years ago. It's the type of players that they're bringing in, the type of players that they have. I mean, they really don't have any power in their lineup. Oh, well, I mean, coming into this season, I think El Harris Montero is going to provide some pop, one would think. And then also how they evaluate some of the import players that do come in. I often wonder how they rely on bringing some of their players in, or some of the players like Sandro Fabian. I don't know. AAA player, never really got to the big leagues. So it's a 10 spot on the boards here as the Lions are batting still in their half of the 8th inning. As the right-hander continues to throw gas on the fire, as Kuribayashi delivers a breaking ball for a called strike. This is Nakata at the plate. He hit into a double play that didn't even erase him in his last at-bat. It was the old 3-5-6 double play, as he had popped up a bunt. It was a great play by Hayashi, the first baseman. There was a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. They're going to have to throw to first base, and Nakata is going to be gone on a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout. But that is going to do it mercifully here in the inning for the Carp. The Lions score 3 more times to increase their lead to 10-0. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. It looks like the Lions are going to have a reliever coming in. We'll see who that is when we return. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. That is the end of the night for Sugai, and we'll see how they're going to try to close this one out. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change here for the Lions as they're going to be bringing in a right-hander, Messiah Kuroda, on in relief. And we'll see how he is going to do here. Kuroda, the 4th pitcher used for the Lions tonight, and he is supposed to be facing Noma, Hayashi, and Nirasawa, but we'll see how that shapes up. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses up for a ball. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. 1 for 2 in exhibition play is Noma. His hit did come this evening as he had come in late in the game. Fastball swung on, grounded softly over to second, fielded neatly by Moriyama, who throws to first. And that is going to retire Noma on a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Kota Hayashi. Hayashi will be followed by Shota Takagi, who is in the catch. So Hayashi at the plate, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. Hayashi 0 for 3 tonight, but it was the heads-up play at first base to kill that potential onslaught a couple innings ago. Really smart heads-up play. Fastball misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. So Takagi here waiting, and there's a fastball that misses upstairs. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. So 3 balls and no strikes it is. Appreciate everybody who had checked in with us here tonight. And the pitch is a fastball that is swung on and is lifted foul down the left field line, and the count now goes to 3-1. Really, the pitcher here has just got to deposit strikes. Got a 10-0 lead. Let him hit the ball. Of course, he's got something to work on his own self, but here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded. Oh, what a great play by the first baseman. An excellent job by the Lions first baseman. And I believe that is Nomura, who's moved across the diamond, and it is. Have all kinds of changes going on. That's going to be a ground out to 3 as he wins the race to the bag for the second out of the inning. Ball was absolutely scorched. He went to his backhand side, slid to his knees, got it, and then won the race to the base to get Hayashi by a couple of steps. That's going to leave it all up to Shota Takagi. This is the Carp down to their final out of the game, and there's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Kaji's 2 for 4 in exhibition play. No homers and 1 RBI. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses outside, and it runs the count even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander kicks and fires. There's a fastball missing upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander again delivers fastball swung on, grounded over to third. It's bobbled, picked up, fire across the diamond. It's a good thing it's a catcher, and that is going to do it. That is going to retire Takagi on a ground out 5-3. Carp go quietly here in the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. Your final score is the Lions 10 and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll wrap it up for you in just a couple moments. We'll come back in just a few, and we'll call it a night after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here is our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Thanks again, Alex. Thanks again, Brandon. Everybody else who stuck around here to the final bitter end. We'll try to be back on the airwaves tomorrow for the Buffaloes and the Bay Stars. That'll go off at 9 Pacific or midnight Eastern. So another one there. And then we'll take the Thursday night or the Friday game off because we're not going to do anything at 2 in the morning for exhibition play. Do a couple of games on the weekend, and then it'll be all set and ready to go for next week. Do a quick little recap here. We're not going to get you all the nitty-gritty tonight as it is an exhibition game. The Lions scored early and often. They got 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and 3 in the 8th, and that tallied it all up to 10 runs. Your win tonight is going to go to Kaito Yoza. He goes to 1-1 on the spring. The loss goes to Daichi Osera. He drops to 0-1. And that will do it here for this one tonight. All right, everybody. Well, listen, once again, we do appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps YouTube channel. Brando, I'll try to hit you up and Jimmy in a little bit here. I'm going to put this one to rest, and then we're going to call it a night for ourselves in the not-so-distant future. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon.